Good morning. Welcome to Studio Nicole. I am Nicole, and I'm so glad that you're here. Today, I'm going to be doing a little bit of sorting. I have these bins that I use for my in-person art classes. This is what I've been using, and each bin just has kind of a selection of sort of generic art tools in it. I usually bring any like specialty supplies for a specific spread or a specific technique. I'll bring those with me each week. Um, but because it's about an hour away from me and I usually go there after work. So I don't want to have to haul like everything every week. So I had these bins that I would just set out like at each station and they kind of stack, kind of. They're not perfect. Um, but they do, I have 10 of them because we cap our classes over there at 10 students. And so this is what I was using. And I'm going to sort of reorganize a little bit because I'm going to be teaching at a different studio for the winter. The studio that I usually teach at is closed until March. And so I was incredibly lucky to find another opportunity that's a little closer to me, actually. And I'm going to be teaching there. I'm excited about it. It's sort of a new venture, but um, I don't know because they're just opening. Like today is the grand opening, you guys. It's exciting for them and for me because I'm gonna, kind of be along for the ride. And I hope that I hope it will be really popular and people will love it. So, anyway, because it's just now opening, I don't really know what kinds of supplies will be there when I teach. So I want to just be prepared, with pretty much everything I need. And then we can, figure it out from there. But I'd rather have more than less, right? So I do have some space, in the studio where I can keep some supplies. But I still think that these bins are kind of bulky. They take up a lot of space and I don't know. I don't love this strategy. So I purchased these. Um they are I'm pretty sure these were A4 size. And I purchased them specifically on purpose so that they would be big enough to fit one of these rulers. So I knew this was like the biggest thing and it doesn't fit inside the bin that I have. Like the bins are just a little too short and so those stick out. So I purchased these specifically big enough for the ruler. And what I want to do is I want to pack, oops. I want to pack each of these bins full of supplies into one of these zip pouches. And um, as I'm going, I want to find a way to manage the supplies that are in each pouch because, like, sometimes the glue stick runs out, or sometimes someone is missing a brush, or if the sponge is too like messed up to use again. I kind of need a way to manage what's in each bin so that I can make sure that they're staying usable for each class. And so I thought, and again, I'm just like winging it here. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing ever. I'm always just trying to figure it out. Just keep that in mind. What I thought I could do was I have this checklist of items. These are the items that I want to be in each bin. And I thought if I maybe taped this down with like clear packing tape, maybe I should put it like this so it's the right side up. I thought if I taped this down with clear packing tape, maybe then I could mark on it with like a whiteboard marker or like a wet erase, maybe, or the students in the class could mark on it if something needed attention, if something was out or needed to be replaced or wasn't working or something. I thought that maybe that would be a way to do it. So I'm going to try it. That's what I'm doing here today. I am going to test this out and then I'm going to pack all these bins. I have a big pile of them off to my left. I'm going to pack all the bins into these. I don't know that you need to see the whole process. I probably will speed up through some of it, but I thought that I would record just a little bit of the process so that I don't know, maybe some of you are considering teaching in person and you want to know kind of how to manage it. I will tell you, some of this stuff needs to be cleaned. These little spray bottles, but shoo, they are messy. Maybe that is something that I can do as I'm going, is kind of clean these supplies up a little bit. This Stabilo pencil has seen some days. All right. I'm gonna pause for just a second and go get my packing tape. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, and I did not find my big packing tape. Um, I really thought I had like a big one, but this is what I got. So we're gonna make it work. Oh, and of course it just came off of the and now it's all stuck. This is all right. See, I have this tucked in here and ready to go, and it works as it does. Now, before I actually do this, I want to try it out. So, I'm just gonna oh, that's loud. Sorry. Um, I grab a piece of tape and just gonna mark on it. Oh, this is a wet erase marker, and it's obviously like seen it better days. But I just want to see. I don't know. I don't know. What's happening is as I am writing, I was just trying to do like a little X, but as I'm writing on it, it's just like erasing itself. I think it is probably the problem is probably with the pen less than the paint. I mean the tape. So I've got this, and obviously you can mark on the tape, and then I just want to make sure that it'll like wipe off, and it does. Hopefully it will do that like long term. So can I reuse this piece of tape? It's not quite long enough. Wah, wah. Okay. Now, can I do this quietly? I might just pause so you don't have to listen to that terrible tape noise. Okay. I actually am not sure that I will do very much of that right now anyway, because my people are all here asleep. My kiddos and my husband are all sleeping. It's early on Saturday morning, and I feel like that is loud enough to wake the dead. So I might just hold off on doing that until everybody is up and awake. But proof of concept, it works. It sticks really well. I think it's not like peeling up on the edges. It seems like it's pretty solid and secure. And we did try it out with the marker. I wonder how it works with just like a regular marker. Like obviously the color will stay on, and then maybe we can see in a little bit whether it wipes off. So I'm just going to let that dry for a minute and see how well it stays, because I don't want it to like smear off on people's hands either. Um, you know, I don't know. I guess they're working with art supplies, so it is a risk they're probably willing to take, but let's just see. So I just used a marker and stuck a little red mark on one of these, and I was waiting to see if it would like dry. It's pretty wet. It's just like not drying on the tape, which I suspected it wouldn't. I do think that I'm gonna need to buy some whiteboard markers, like some of these wet erase vis-a-vis Expo. Yeah, I used to have a whole set of them. This was the only one that I could find, and it has definitely seen better days. So I'll just buy another set of these, probably. Or I can try regular wet, like dry erase markers, but I feel like they'll wipe off too easily, which is why I wanted the wet erase ones. Anyway, I'm gonna add one of these to each one. And I think what I can do for right now, as I am packing them, is oh, I have one like master list that I made up. And maybe what I can do is I can just, I could number these bags, and then I could just write the number. Like if this one needs something, if this one needs a gold paint pen, I can just write like number one next to gold paint pen, and then I'll know like which ones I need to fill in where. So maybe that is what I'll do. So I'm just gonna pack one. It's like I've got a little piece of gold glitter stuck under the tape. I wonder if I can get that up. I guess it doesn't matter. It just adds a little extra fun, right? Oh, yeah, there I got it. It'll end up somewhere else. Okay, so we've got a ruler. I just want to kind of check each one and we'll go through the supplies that each one has. So I have a ruler. I have just a palette in case we're using paints. I've got a color wheel for each person where we can talk about complementary colors and different color combinations. I find that to be really helpful in my art classes. Each bin has a pair of scissors. I just bought like a big set of Westcott's on Amazon, and they have been really useful for collage and all kinds of things. I collect old like gift cards and things, so each one of these bins has some kind of a card in it. Some people in the classes will be like, "Oh no, you accidentally left your gift card in this bin." And I'm like, "No, don't worry about it. Um, it's definitely for paint." So these are all used. If you ever come to one of my classes, I'm not giving away free Domino's gift cards. But I do use cards to like scrape paint. So this is a great tool. There's one in every. Um, the next thing is a spatula, and I use these little plastic spatulas when we're attaching glue, like wet glue, Mod Podge or something like that. These spatulas work pretty well. So, it's easier to clean up. As you see, I'm just like peeling the glue and the paint and stuff right off of it instead of a paintbrush where the glue would, totally muck up the brush. So I try to have students use the spatulas when they can. And I just bought like a mixed package of spatulas. So some of them are like different sizes, like some of them are smaller, some of them are larger, but they all work, essentially the same way. So everybody's got a spatula. Everybody has a black paint pen, a gold paint pen, and um, either a white paint pen or this one is missing. This one's missing. Or a whiteout pen. I actually am gravitating towards the whiteout pens over the paint pens, just because I think these actually work better. Like they have better coverage, you have more control, and I just have better results with a paint pen than with a white paint. Um, I mean, with a whiteout pen than with paint pen. So this brand, I don't know where it is. I just bought like a box. I can't even read that. Holy cow. Um, SFAIH is the brand, acrylic marker. So I just got like a pack of multiples. So he's got like a nice gold. It's kind of metallic. I guess the metallic is not really showing up in this light, but there is some metallic sheen to it. Um, so I just bought a mixed pack, and some of them are bigger than others. Well, that one's missing entirely. See, this is why I need to go through this checklist and make sure that everybody has everything. So I'm probably going to order some more stuff. I don't know. Those look the same. Anyway, I know that with some of these, some people have like a bigger thick pen and some people have a thinner pen, and that's okay, really. As long as everybody has something. I like black, white, and gold as my colors. So this is the standard in terms of paint pens. So this one has those, but I'm gonna be short in my other bin. It's like I have two bins sitting here. I have a black one and a white one, and some of them are missing. Maybe I'll be able to get one out of it. I do have a Stabilo pencil in every bin. I think everybody needs to practice with a Stabilo. It's like one of the most fun art supplies. I use it all the time. And I love sharing it with students so that they can kind of see how it works. I was just going to see if I could scrape off some of this paint because there is a lot of stuff stuck all over this one. No, I'm just tearing up the pencil more than I am anything else. Okay. Oh well. Well, it's a mucky Stabilo, but the tip looks fine, so it's going to work. So we've got a Stabilo. A regular pencil. Now, I actually don't have regular pencils for every one of these bins, so that is something I need to get. I do have, hold on a second. Hold on. Okay. So I did have some pencils tucked away in a drawer, and so I'm gonna throw one of these in each bin. I do wish that I had like those like eraser caps because I never trust actual pencil erasers to do a good job. I feel like they smear really often. But we are art journaling. We're not doing like super fine drawing classes, so I think it'll be okay. I also found while I was digging around in my desk, I found a whole bin of Expo dry erase markers. So I thought I would try this out and see how it does. I'm gonna just give it a minute to dry because I want to make sure that it doesn't um well, it is. It's gonna just wipe right off. That's why I didn't want to do dry erase markers to begin with, but we'll just test that theory out and see if it's gonna wipe off too. All right, we have made our way down to regular pencil on the list. So I have everything up to this point. Ink bottle. I do have black ink bottles in each bin. Most of them are empty. And I will bring in like a squeeze bottle of black acrylic ink and refill these bottles on the days when we're going to use ink. Um, because I don't trust leaving the ink in the bottle and then leaving the bottle in here and having like if the lid comes off and ink goes everywhere. I don't love that. So actually, maybe I should leave these out and then because that'll make them easier to fill up and distribute. So maybe as I'm going through, I will take the ink bottle. Um, hmm. But that means I've already printed all of these. I don't know. I'll think about it. Maybe I'll just cross it off with a Sharpie or something. A clip. I do have a clip in every bin so that people can clip open their journal to whatever page they're working on. So there's a clip in each bin. There are sponges. Although honestly, there probably aren't sponges in all of them because they get pretty grungy pretty easily, and then I throw them away. I I think I need to find my package of sponges so that I can throw a couple extra in here as I'm packing these. But for now, there's a sponge in here. Spray bottle. I just have these little tiny ones from Walmart, and they stay pretty secure. So I'm comfortable keeping the water in them inside the bin. I mean, inside the bag. Each one has some brushes in it, and I actually have not um, sorted the brush situation out because some of them have been used and not cleaned very well. Like I do encourage students to put these in the water and just leave them on their desk, and I'll clean them and then put them back. But not everyone follows directions. So as you can see, this one in particular is like solid. I'm gonna just throw these in some Murphy's oil paint. I mean, Murphy's oil soap. Um, I'm going to clean these up, and I also need to sort through them because each bin typically is going to get a round, a flat, and then I have a larger brush set. I actually just bought those, and they are not here in the studio with me. They are in a box in the other room, packed away with the stuff I'm going to take to the studio. So I need to pull those out and yeah, get that figured out. So what do I want to do with the brushes? All right, I'm just gonna put the brushes in a pile. We're just gonna do that. We'll just put the brushes in a pile. The next thing is a glue stick, and I want to check these glue sticks because there's not like this one has almost nothing left to it. That's it. That's the whole thing. That is not enough. So I'm gonna put this one in my stash, and I will use it up over here on my desk, and I'm gonna put a brand new one in here. I do have a whole pile of glue sticks, and I don't necessarily worry about like I do sometimes use like Yoo-hoo glue or the repositionable Elmer's, but honestly, I'm not fussy, and these regular school glue sticks do a pretty good job. So I'm just gonna keep these handy and refill as I go. So each one's gonna get a glue stick. We do use Mod Podge, or I prefer like a different kind of wet glue. But right now, what I have is a big bottle of Mod Podge, so I'm using that. So we'll use that probably more than we use the glue stick. But sometimes you don't need a whole, jar of Mod Podge. You just need a little bit of little glue stick. Each one does have an ink brush in it, and these probably need to be cleaned. The one I pulled out yesterday when I was just kind of randomly going through each bin to make this list, and the one that I pulled out was covered in paint. Someone had used it for paint instead of ink. So I feel like I need to put a sticky note on it that says like ink only. It never fails that regardless of what the instructions you give, people will kind of experiment a little bit and do what they're doing. And, that's great. I want them to be able to experiment, but I also don't want to have to buy new brushes all the time. So I'm going to have to clean these also with Murphy's oil soap. I'm just getting a lot of like dried paint. I don't know if you can see it. It's almost like smoke. Every time I do this, it releases like dried paint into the air. That's probably not great for me to be breathing in. Anyway, this one is actually soft and it will work. So this one is going in. The ink brush, a sponge brush. I think I am having to throw most of these away because I'm looking like four of these and I don't have any. Um, Yeah, I think I've tossed most of the sponge brushes. They are like the paint brushes with the sponge on the end, and I use them if I'm going to do like a wash or something in the back. But maybe I will take that off of the list as well. I might have to reprint these lists. It's what it looks like. Um, because I don't think I'm going to have an ink bottle, and I don't think I'm going to have a sponge brush in each one either. The glue bottles I've ordered, but I don't have yet, and the gesso cups as well. What do I want to do with the gesso cup? Hmm. I have some little plastic cups that that were in the bin of our supplies that I just bought. Let me see if I can find. Okay, I cannot find them. I didn't pause the video and I don't want to waste a whole bunch of time. They're little tiny plastic cups, and I think that the lady that I bought the bin from was using them for either glue or gesso. It looked some of the supplies that she had kind of sounded. It looked like she was maybe teaching some art classes. I think maybe for kids. Um, anyway, I just don't know because they don't look very sturdy. They were like smaller around and taller, which to me seems like they're gonna tip over easily. So I'm not sure if I want to use those or if I want to order more. What I have been using, um, where is, oh, here. Say, where is everything? I was using these little plastic cups, but I just ordered like a container full of them on maybe Amazon or something, but I don't have very many of them left. And I'm not sure if I want to order these again or if I want to include something a little bit more permanent that people can wash out and reuse every week instead of throwing these away. I don't love the idea of tossing these each week. Maybe I just give everybody one of these, and then at the end of class, I'll just let them know to like leave them on my desk and I'll clean them for next time. What do you think about that? I don't know. Or I take the gesso cup out of the bin and it's another one of these things that I would just fill up as needed. Maybe that's what I'll do. The glue bottle I do want to leave in here. I've ordered, it's like a bottle similar to this, but it's got a wider tip and it has a screw-on cap. And I do want to give everybody some glue. I'm hoping that we can make sure that the caps are on really tight before we put them in the bags. All right, so here is our whiteboard marker that I put on here. I just want to see it does wipe off pretty easily, but also not like super easily. Like I kind of had to scrub at it a little bit. Okay, so maybe whiteboard marker will work. If I put one in each bag, then I can tell people at the end of class, like or I can tell them at the beginning of class, I guess, if something in your bag is not working or it needs to be replaced or replenished, please mark with the whiteboard. Maybe I can do that. That doesn't sound like too much work, right? People can probably do that. And then when they turn it in at the end of the night, if something is marked, I can go in and check it. That sounds reasonable. I'm going to try it. We'll see. Maybe people won't do it. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up as I go along, folks. All right, I'm going to take the gesso cup, the sponge brush, and the ink bottles off of this list. I'm going to reprint new lists, and I'm going to go through each one of these bins because I have a bunch of them. I'm going to go through each one, and I'm going to try and make up these bags. I think that they will take up much less room this way. Like I can put all of these in one bin instead of needing to have, 10 of these things. So I think it's going to work well. It's big enough to hold all the supplies. I like the idea of having the list on the outside. I think it's going to work. Now I just need to get organized and figure out all the little pieces. Like I need to get the brushes and I need to replace the glue sticks and I need to pull these things out. I need to reprint this. I have a whole list, but at least I'm a little bit closer to being organized. So thanks for joining me today, folks, as I figured out this little artsy organization project. I appreciate your time and energy. I would love to hear in the comments if you have any suggestions for me, things that you have done for in-person art classes before, or if you just have ideas. Like sometimes, different people see things different ways, and I'm happy to hear any suggestions that you might have for making this easier. I hope you guys have a great weekend. It might not be the weekend when I post this, but for me, the weekend is just starting. So whatever weekend is coming up for you, I hope it's fantastic. Thanks for joining me again. I will see you in the next video, folks. Have a great day.